Do you ever get the feeling that the world of cars is all becoming a bit samey? You know, there's big ones, slow ones, fast ones, small ones, but the whole thing just becomes a kind of moving blur? Well, not anymore. This is the KTM X-Bow R, and it's unlike anything else on the road today. The X-Bow is fast, furious, and completely insane. And better yet, by some miracle, it's also road legal. So let's jump in. And I mean that literally. With no doors, you have to jump in. Now I gotta say, if you're in a hurry, you might be better off taking the Corolla, and that's because there is a bit of a procedure with this thing. So first things first, you need to reattach your steering wheel, of course, but then this 4-point harness will ensure you stay belted in nice and tight wherever you go. Now once that's done, you need to hit the start button, and Ready to Race pops up on this digital screen here. When you see that, you then hit the mode button, then you hit the start button again, and you're off. Now I know that's a time-consuming procedure, but I promise you, this thing will make up for lost time on the road.
Now this is the part where we talk about what a car's got, but not this time. This car is all about what's missing. Doors, for example, and a windscreen, and a roof. There's no safety equipment to speak of, no stereo, and the climate control is dependent on the temperature of the air smashing you in your face. But what it does have is a turbocharged 2-litre engine that produces 220 kilowatts and 400 newton meters, sending it screaming to the rear tyres via a 6-speed manual gearbox with the help of a mechanical limited slip differential. And in a car that weighs a sprightly 790 kilograms thanks to its carbon fibre tub, that means it is quick, pulling like a rabid sled dog in every gear and screaming to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.9 seconds, rear tyres chirping with every gear change. But exactly how much fun you'll be having? Well, that's weather dependent.
This car goes from happy to hated in record time. On the right day and on the right road, it is driving heaven. But on a day like today, when the weather turns on you, it is absolute hell. And it fills the car with tiny puddles, turning it into the world's most expensive carbon fibre bathtub. Plus you've got to towel it off every time you want to get in it. It's terrible. Better still, it is truly homicidal in this weather too, with a back-end braking grip with the slightest provocation. And let me tell you, that 2-litre turbocharged engine that's making all that noise behind my head offers plenty of that. In short, it sucks. And it might just be the most unpleasant experience I have ever had behind the wheel of a car. Yesterday, on a beautiful sunny day, I took it to the Putty Road outside Sydney, and it was fantastic. Oh, the grip is endless, the acceleration is brutal, and this Audi source gearbox is fantastic. But you never ever get sick of watching the suspension components do their thing. Plus you can actually see the wheel and place it exactly where you want it, so it's super precise. And it just pulls in every gear too. You can tackle a 35km/h signposted corner in third, and it blasts out the other side. When that turbo kicks in, it just goes. But there are some problems. Just when you're having the most fun, you will inevitably run into a day like this, and all those fun driving experiences will be a very, very distant memory. Now to get this car compliant for Australia, they actually had to raise the ride height by 10 millimeters, and yet it still bangs and clumps on every single speed bump you encounter. It is unbelievable. I can't imagine how hard it would be if it was still 10 mil lower. So at the end of the day, it remains a track day special, but it's unique in the sense that you can actually drive this to the track. Just not on a day like today. So if, and it's a big if, you can afford one, and you already have several cars with a roof and a windscreen, there's few track toys that'll put a bigger smile on your face as this will. This is not the stuff that driving dreams are made of. And I'm lost in the rain in an open top car, which is just fantastic. And it's cold. That's okay, you might be wondering. Just type the address into the nav. It has no nav, and no stereo, and no roof, and no doors, and no windscreen, and no seat cushioning. It's ridiculous. I promise you, if you spend enough time in this car, you will be wondering, how on earth is this legal? But there goes a police officer who didn't stop me, so it must be. Crazy as that may seem. It's funny, you know, yesterday people were looking at this car and you could see the envy in their eyes. Everybody wanted to have a go at it. Today, however, all you see is this sad sympathy on the faces of the people you pass, all of whom are thinking, thank God I'm not sitting in that thing. And I'm definitely lost. The other problem is I'm only going 50 kilometers an hour now, and the rain is whipping into my face. I can't imagine if you found yourself on a freeway traveling at 100 kilometers an hour plus, and it started to rain. It would be agony. I'm definitely lost, still lost. It's the back of the Balmain Tigers Lees Club, once one of the proudest clubs in Sydney, and now look at it, it's a horror show. So here's a speed bump. Quite a steep one at that. We need to slow right down, to 8 kilometers an hour, and it still gives a little scrape as you go over the top of it. The problem is you just want it to be over at this point. No, we're still lost. I literally have no idea where I am though. Well, that was just about the worst driving experience of my life. Oh. It's a lot of fun in the rain. That's the other thing, people love this car. I can't believe they recognise it. I don't know where I am. It's good. Oh, we may never get back there, folks. We'll be stuck out here until we drown in this car. So KTM, of course, is an Austrian company and a maker of motorbikes. So what do they know about wind protection, rain protection, or roofs? They don't. On a motorbike, you don't get any of those things. And so you don't get it in this. If you need to turn your windscreen wipers on, it's simple. You just go like this. Easy.
The KTM X-Bow R isn't new, but it is new to Australia, with the same company who imports Lotus finally winning a 3-year battle to have the track day special meet Aussie compliance standards. That victory means they can sell a maximum 25 X-Bows per year here, and each for a somewhat staggering price.
All right, so rain is not your friend. Neither is brutal sunshine, strong winds, or any speed bump anywhere. There's probably a handful of times a year you'll actually want to drive it, and when you do, I can guarantee you'll be hit in the face by rocks and bugs and spend most of your time wondering just how the hell this thing's legal. And yet I'm absolutely in love with it, hopelessly so. I can't remember ever feeling as connected to a car as I do in this, nor can I remember having quite so much fun. The fact that it even exists is a cause for celebration. To read our full review, click here, and don't forget to subscribe to stay on top of all our latest videos.